This is Carl at National RV Detroit. I'm going to walk you through this 2023 Sunset Trail travel trailer. The model number is 331BH, as in bunkhouse. Okay, so I'm just going to show you some of the features. Okay, so we have power stabilizer jacks. The one switch in the rear controls both rear jacks, and the one switch in the front controls both front. Okay, let's walk up here for a second. Okay. Oh, it's not locked. Okay. All right, so I just want to see what we got here. Okay, so this crank here, excuse my camera work. This crank right here, you see it has a cylinder with a slot cut in it, right? So if you come to the off-door side and look at your stabilizers, they have a, sorry about the camera work, they've got a shaft with a pin through it. So this shaft will accept this cylinder, and you can actually crank these jacks manually if you need to. If they would ever fail, you can always get them up or down. Now another feature like that, your power tongue jack, if it happens to fail and you can't get hooked up or hitched or unhitched, you can pull this rubber plug out of the top, and there's another crank in here, right here. You can put that right on top of there and crank that manually also, so you can get yourself out of trouble with that. Okay, two good features to have. Okay, back to the off-door side rear. So this is going to be a outside kitchen area. So you have a refrigerator, right? And then you have a griddle right here. Now this griddle, let me look around here for a second, see what I can find the other end of it. This griddle has a male quick connect LP fitting on it, and that male fitting connects right to that quick connect there. You can see it with the yellow rubber plug hanging down. So this will plug right into that, and you can that's how you supply gas to your griddle. You also have running water here, which is good. Okay, now your stairs fold out of the trailer. Of course, you can adjust the length of the legs by adjusting this pin here, by pulling these pins in each leg. You can see that. You have a rear door here, which goes into a half bath and then into the bunk room. Okay, that way people can use the bathroom without running through the whole trailer. This slide out here, just so you know, is called a it's called an AccuSlide. You can tell by the 4 cables, 2 on each side. So this type of slide is an AccuSlide. Okay. You have outside speakers, of course. You have a TV signal out and power if you want to put a TV out here. There's your front stabilizer switch. You have a Husky centerline weight distribution hitch with built-in sway control. We'll show you how that works when you pick up. You also have a sprayer right there with a coiled hose and sprayer. That plugs into a spray port. I'll show you that when we get to it. Of course, we talked about your power tongue jack. You have 2 LP tanks full. You have a deep cycle marine battery. And you have a kill switch for the battery right here if you need to shut it off. So you have a kill switch. Okay. Now on this side, this is pre-wired for solar, just so you know. That's what it's telling us. This is your dump hose, and this is a reducer to reduce your power cord down. Now your city water connection is the most common way to get water to the trailer, right? You're just going to hook the hose up, turn it on, and you're all ready to go. Now if you're camping someplace without city water hookup, you can pre-fill your fresh water tank right here. Okay, then you can use the onboard pump to pump the water. I'll show you the switch inside when we get there to pump the water, but all your plumbing will work as though you've got city water. You'll just be pumping out of the fresh water tank. Okay, then you have two black tank flushes here because you have two black tanks on this trailer. One for the forward bathroom and then one for the half bath towards the rear of the trailer. So after you dump your black tanks, you can leave the valve open. It's like it says on the sticker, it's important to leave the valve open. Then you can hook the hose at the dump station on there, turn it on, and it'll spray out the black tank. It will clean off the sensor so you get a good accurate reading. And so you got one of those for each black tank. Okay? It's a good thing to have because it really does a good job. Now, this white gate valve that you can see there, you can just barely see it, that's the dump for your fresh water drain. So that's how you drain the fresh water tank. You also have black and gray tank valves here, and then there'll be some more in the rear, of course. We'll show you those when we get back there. This is your water heater. Right now it's bypassed and it's empty. You can see it's empty right here. The cap's off and it's drained. That's because the trailer's winterized. So make sure that before you use it in the springtime, make sure you fill it with water. You're going to put the valves in the correct position and fill it with water before you turn it on. I'll show you the switches to turn on the electric heating element or the gas valve when we get inside, but always remember you want to have water in the tank. The tank is directly behind here. And you want water in the tank before you turn it on, or you will damage it. Okay, another AccuSlide. And then another AccuSlide here. These are your other gray and black tanks here. Okay, the valve form, I should say. All right, so, okay. You have a ladder, which is great because it makes it easy to inspect the roof. The manufacturer states you should inspect the roof every 60 days. So you want somebody to go up there and look at all the sealant, check out the cracking, check it for cracking and separation, where any place water could get in. You're going to look at the roofing attachments and the roofing material, make sure they weren't damaged by low branches or road debris flying up there. Just give it a good inspection. If you see any issues, take care of it immediately. You're just protecting your investment. So you want to do that. That's part of general maintenance. Also, you can see up there, there's a housing for a backup camera. This is pre-wired for a Furrion backup camera. So if you want to add one of those on you, it goes right up there, okay? This is the sprayer port for that sprayer I told you. This is locked, but I'll just tell you what's in there. It's the campground hookups for campground cable or satellite. It also has a digital signal booster in there, so it's just to hook up your media signals, okay? All right, so let's go inside the trailer. We also have a power awning. I don't know if I mentioned that. A power awning with an LED strip plus outside speakers. Okay. So let me get some light here. Let me look around to find the light here, I should. Oh, it's up here. Okay. Okay. So you do have light on your awnings, like I said, or your awning. Okay. So these are your slide rooms. You have 3 slide rooms and 3 buttons here, or switches for your slide out. This one here is for your awning. As you can see right there. Never leave the awning out unattended. If you're not going to be at the campsite, roll it in. Okay. Your water pump is right here. Remember I told you could pump water out of the fresh water tank if you don't have city water. That water pump is also used to winterize the trailer. To light your water heater on gas there, to turn on the electric heating element right there. Never run it without water in the tank, okay? It's empty right now. You have tank heaters on this one, so you have heating pads on all the holding tanks. You turn that on right there to extend your camping season. All right, so there you have your battery is charged, if you can see it. Your fresh water is good, black, gray, black and gray. So that's how you check your levels, okay? Your thermostat is right here. It's very simple. You just hit the mode button to light it up. Then you're just going to keep pushing the mode button to scroll through all the options. Fan is just the air conditioner running without the compressor. Then, of course, air conditioning. When you're running the air conditioning, it'll give you an option of fan speeds. Always choose auto. That's the best way to go. And then, of course, furnace, which is your LP furnace. Okay. All right. So this device down here is your power converter. This converts AC to DC power. So you start off, you got regular 110 AC circuit breakers like you'd have at home, right? And they're all labeled here. Then the power is converted to 12 volt DC over here. So you got 12 volt fuses and they're all labeled. All right. If any of those fuses were to blow, they'll actually light up and you can see them through this tinted plastic here. And as long as you're plugged in, this is a battery tender. It'll charge your battery up front. It'll sense how much energy your battery needs, and if it's charged, it'll just trickle a couple amps up there to maintain it. If it's low, it'll send 10 amps or whatever it needs to charge it, as long as you're plugged in. Of course, when you're pulling it down the road, your tow vehicle's alternator will send energy through your charge line and keep your battery charged also. Okay? This is your carbon monoxide LP gas detector. Okay, it's also a low battery alarm, but to start off with, it detects carbon monoxide and LP gas. If it goes off, you take everybody outside, leave the door open, shut the gas off at the front and figure out what's going on. Okay, if it beeps that same tone but very slowly, it's telling you that your battery's low. I'll put it through the test so you can hear it. LP is good. Carbon monoxide coming up. Good test. Low battery alarm. And back to green. It should always be green. If it's not green, get it serviced. That's very important. Okay, let me come around here. I don't know if he's got the gas turned on here. Let me see what we've got here. This is obviously your range works on gas. You have a sparker here. You turn it clockwise to spark it. Then you have 3 knobs here plus 3 burners, and then you have the oven knob here. Let me see if, yeah, I can hear it. So you can see right there, it's that simple. Okay, the oven is a little different. It still has a pilot light. All the way at the bottom in the back is a pilot light. I can spark it so you can see where it's at there. So what you're going to do is you're going to go to the oven knob, go to the picture of the flame, you depress it, keep it depressed. While you're doing this, light, just turn the sparker clockwise until you see it light down here. After it lights, you still hold it for another 10 or 15 seconds to heat up the thermocouple. Then you go to operating temperature, of course. When you're done, you shut it off. The pilot light will go out, so you have to relight the pilot light each time you use the oven. And of course, you got light here, ambient light, and then a oven light there. Excuse me. Always keep the cover down when you're traveling so it doesn't break. Now you have a range hood vent and a light here. Okay. Let me look out here just for a second, please. Yes, okay. And above here is your microwave. Works like any other microwave. Nothing unique about it. Your refrigerator is a 12 volt DC refrigerator. So it's a compressor refrigerator, but it runs on 12 volt DC. Okay? As we come around here, these have remotes here. I don't know where he's... We've got some newer people here, and I'm not always sure where they put the stuff. Let me look around a bit. Okay, great. Try this one. Ah, here we go. Okay. So your TV remote is here, right? And then there's a fireplace remote, which I might have to look around for. Yeah, I'll have to look for that one. So I'll start with the TV. The TV is more than just a TV, right? It's an FM radio, right? So it plays FM radio. It has Bluetooth, so you can stream from your phone or your tablet to it. It has 2 speaker zones. 1 is inside the trailer, 2 is outside the trailer. And then you also have HDMI on it to go into the system if you wanted to, you know, if you had like a portable Blu-ray player or something you needed to go into the system, you can go into it there. So you have all that, and that's the remote for it. This also is on a swing out bracket also. Now your fireplace, which does have a remote, but we'll just use the buttons. I think we'll use the buttons. Well, that's not sitting on there right, I don't think. Or maybe we're just not plugged in. I bet, no, we're plugged in. Let me find the remote. I'll have to have our guy take a look at that. It'll be working perfectly before you pick it up. Let me see what I can find here. Hold on, please. Shouldn't have to do this during the demo, but here we are. Okay. All right. Well, rather than go through all this, I'll talk to you about it and we'll show it to you when you pick up. It'll be working perfectly when you pick it up. Basically, you can set the fan speed from off, low to high, right? So when it's on high, it really kicks out the heat, of course. You can change the color of the crystals, and you can change the color of the flame, and it has a timer on it, so you can set the timer to turn on and turn off whenever you want, okay? Well, like I said, when you pick up, we'll go over it with you. I just have to have them look at it and see what's happening with it. It just feels to me like the cover isn't screwed down tight enough, so when you push the button, it's not sensing it. Okay, so with this dinette, you can drop the tabletop down onto these cleats here and turn this into a bed if you want. You have theater seats here. Okay. Back into the bunk area here. I told you about this is a half bath here, of course. You have 4 bunks in here. You can see this one will go up, I believe. Yes. And there's storage underneath. This one is in the up position here, but you can drop it down so it's a usable bunk. And then this couch here, you can also fold it out so into another bed. This is a jackknife sofa, okay, so it'll jackknife flat. So you got four places to sleep back here. This is telling us it's pre-wired for a signal booster for public Wi-Fi. It also can use 4G, but that would be something you would have to pay for, obviously, a monthly fee. But the main feature for this, if you were to get the upgrade, it has a router that attaches right here, and then it has an antenna on the roof, so you can get really good public Wi-Fi signal through it. You know, public Wi-Fi can be weak and buggy, but this will give you a much better signal, okay, if you choose to do that. You can always just scan that doohickey there, that code, and they can tell you more about it if you're interested. Same thing with the backup camera. You can also look into that, and you get the Furion camera that fits that housing. Okay, so you have a GFCI here in the bathroom. All the plugs in the trailer are wired through a GFCI, so keep that in mind. The shower works like any other shower. As you can see, always keep it latched when you're traveling so it doesn't break. Now the toilet just is the same model toilet as the one in the back. So right now there's antifreeze in it, but you have a flush pedal, right? And the black tank's directly below. So when you get to the campground, you hook up your power and your water. You'll come inside, your black tank is empty because you'll have dumped it when you left the last time you used it. You'll have left the campsite, you'll have dumped it. So you'll come in here, you'll put a dose of chemical in the bowl. This goes for both toilets. A dose of chemical in the bowl, and you'll step on the pedal like I did. And instead of antifreeze coming out, water will come swirling out and go into the black tank below along with the chemical. So you'll stand out long enough to put at least a gallon of water into it. You can use more, but not less. So you always have to have at least a gallon of water and a dose of chemical in each black tank before you start using it. If you don't, the smell will be super, super, super bad, and it'll also can get clogged up. So you always want to make sure you have the chemical and the water in there, okay? That's important. You have a second air conditioner in here because it's a 50 amp system, so there's a second air conditioner, which is great. You have an emergency window here that works like this. You push it all the way through, and then you grab a hold of your red tab and pull the screen out, and you can escape in an emergency, okay? All right, you can pick up the bed, and there's some storage underneath, and you also have TV hookup here, and a backer plate, so you could put a swing out bracket there so you can watch it from while you're laying in bed. So you'd want the one that swings out this way so you can see it, okay? All right. Let's see, the only thing I have to remember is to have them look at your fireplace. I think we've gone over everything. There's also a TV hookup here, I didn't mention that. It's a backing plate and then more hookups. There's the second GFCI in the trailer. So all the plugs will be wired through either this one or the one in the bedroom, even the plug on the outside. So keep that in mind. If you're using the plug outside and it pops, you're going to reset it in here. It's either going to be at this one or the one in the bathroom, okay? Okay. Okay, good. All right, so I want to thank you for purchasing your trailer here at National RV Detroit. Please remember what I said about inspecting your roof. You want to do that every 60 days or so, according to the manufacturer. It's just protecting your investment, staying ahead of things. It's part of general maintenance. And second of all, right now this is winterized. All the water's been purged from the system. It's been replaced with antifreeze. Your water heater is bypassed right now and empty. So make sure you fill it up and put the valves in the correct position before you turn it on, okay? Thank you.